By default, sub-assemblies are added to the main assembly as rigid components. They can move as group, but motion of the individual component is blocked. To alleviate this issue, you can change the sub-assembly to flexible to allow motion. However, the editing performance of flexible assemblies is slower than that of rigid assemblies. So enabling a sub-assembly to flexible should only be done when necessary. In this tutorial, I will create this assembly using a crankshaft and 4 copies of piston and connector rod sub-assembly. I will also demonstrate how keeping the sub-assemblies rigid can restrict mates from being added. And I will show you how to change the sub-assemblies from rigid to flexible. Then I will demonstrate how the components are free to move with the flexible assemblies. Here I have an assembly with single crankshaft mated to 4 piston and connector rod sub-assemblies. Each of these sub-assemblies has been made flexible so that the piston head can travel linearly while the connector rod rotates within the piston head, which I can see if I zoom into one of the piston. This is not possible if the sub-assembly is not set to flexible, which would otherwise remain rigid and be unable to move in this fashion. I'll switch over to an earlier version of this assembly to demonstrate how to make sub-assemblies flexible and create two correct mates to allow this assembly to move in the same way. The assembly now has 3 piston and connector rod sub-assemblies added to it. These sub-assemblies are all currently set to rigid, which is indicated by the icon shown in the feature tree. Additionally, the first two sub-assemblies are fully defined, while the third sub-assembly is underdefined. I'll attempt to fully define this third sub-assembly while it is still set to rigid. To do this, I'll activate the mate tool and I'll expand the feature tree. Make sure the sub-assembly is expanded. Expand the component piston head and select the right plane of this component. I want to mate this to the top plane of the assembly, which I will also choose into feature tree and select coincident in the property manager. The flips the sub-assembly to the other side of the crankshaft, which is not to the orientation I desired. I will flip the mate alignment. Click the green check to complete the mate, and SolidWorks displays an error that the selected mate cannot be successfully created. This is because the rigid subassembly will not allow the piston head to rotate satisfy the mate. To give you a better understanding of what's going on, I will enable the mate command, then select the planes from before. And I'll switch to view the assembly normal to the right plane. And you can see that this third subassembly is at the different height than the other two piston subassemblies. Therefore, I want to allow the piston head to the third subassembly to lie in the same plane as the other two. I need to make this subassembly flexible. To do this, I'll exit the current mate. I'll click on the subassembly in the feature tree and select component properties from the toolbox. This brings up to the component properties dialog box, and at lower right corner under the solve as section, I can choose the subassembly to be treated as rigid or flexible. I'll select flexible and click the OK button. Now the subassembly is flexible, which is indicated by the new icon in the feature tree. Now I'll add the coincident mate to the piston head. And the mate is successful. Now I'll use the shortcut control click and drag to add a copy of this flexible subassembly to the assembly. And the copy was added as a flexible subassembly. Now I'll skip ahead to having this new piston subassembly fully mated. Now the assembly is equipped with all 4 piston subassemblies. If I attempt to rotate the crankshaft, the part will not rotate and the tooltip notifies me to the assembly cannot move because the selected component is fully defined. This is because the two rigid subassemblies are constraining the crankshaft from moving. However, if I set them both a flexible subassembly, this will free to crankshaft to rotate. If I will change the first piston subassembly to flexible and change the second piston subassembly as well, and now all of the subassemblies are flexible. Now if I attempt to rotate the crankshaft once again, The crankshaft rotates and the piston heads travel in a linear motion. This completes creating this assembly with its appropriate motion.